What is going on, everyone, and welcome in to the Subjectively Speaking and Friends Fantasy Hockey Draft. We're here, Laura, with another 16 of our friends and fellow Blue Jackets fans tonight to draft the teams that we all feel are going to lead us to a fantasy championship, something that you were so lucky to achieve last year. Me coming close both years that we've done this as a podcast, finishing second both years. So we'll see if I can take the crown this year. But Laura, the first step to doing that is a draft, and our draft starts in 10 minutes. How are you feeling? Are you ready to go? Are you drafting Elvis Merzlikins with your first pick? Like, these are the questions that the people want to know answers to.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very fortunate that I at least have a win under my belt, because I just don't think that that's going to happen again. For people who have heard the story, the first year we did this, I finished dead last, just absolutely terrible. And then last year I was like very strategic, but also very lucky, and ended up finishing first. But they're much more talented, I think, fantasy players in this league this year. So as long as I'm not last, that's really my big thing. And I don't want to tell people who I'm drafting, because I have a very low draft number and I don't want anyone to do it out of spite.
We'll see. I'm interested to know if you have the power to avoid taking a Blue Jacket with your first pick. There's a little bit of Homer energy that I know I always like to poke fun at you for. So we'll see if it happens.
Well, I'll just have to wait and see.
But yeah, it's going to be fun. We've got, like I said, 18 teams this year. That is expanded from, I believe we had 12 last year, if I'm not mistaken, Laura. Is that right?
I'm sorry, what?
Did we have 12 teams last year?
We had 10 teams last year.
Oh, shit. So big moment for us, getting up to that 18 mark. So we're really excited. The playoff field has expanded because, 18 folks in the league. We've got to make it so that 8 teams make the playoffs. So more chance to get into the show. And then after that, I mean, you all know the rules. Once the playoffs start, anything can happen. But unfortunately, somebody who's always really competitive in our leagues has the number 1 overall draft pick in the 3rd season that he's been a part of this situation with us, and that's Dan, our good friend Dan. What's his team name this year?
Something with kids. It's like, hold on. I don't know. I can't see it.
Yeah, so we've got Dan the Le Petit. I can never say this, Dan. I can never say, can you phonetically spell that for me? Like, I have seen it in my head all the time, and I can never for the life of me say it out loud. But Kugelchen. Kugelchen?
Yeah, Le Petit Kugelchen.
Kugelchen. Chen, is it okay? So yeah, we're on the right track based on what they just sent phonetically to us in the chat. But I'm realizing that we the good people can't see this banter happening because I don't have the screen shared right now. So let's go ahead and get that screen up here, and let's kind of just take a look at what the good old ESPN is telling us, whether we agree with it or disagree. Connor McDavid looks like he could be the first overall pick here. And, for Dan's got the pick of the litter, right? He's got it. He's got whoever he wants, and it's his world, and we just kind of live in it.
We do. I'm convinced that Dan pays someone at ESPN to always get the first round pick. I mean, 3 years in a row, Dan. I can't believe that you're not passing some 50s off to somebody, because that's just insane.
And Dan brings up a good point. He's scared because goalies are juiced in this league. Yeah, they really are. We'll see how that affects things. It's a little bit different than last year, where goalies pretty much, were not really a huge risk. You didn't really lose. Well, they were a huge risk. You could lose a ton on goalies. This year, goalies play a little bit more of a pivotal role, and so it's going to be interesting to see if people go for a goaltender in the first round, definitely possibly in the second round, right? You want a really good goalkeeper here. And so Obviously, Igor Shesterkin is up there. If he has a season like he had last year, he's going to be a huge commodity for whoever's able to snag him. He's projected to go third overall in this fantasy draft. But then you've got guys like Andrei Vasilevsky who have been just absolutely stellar throughout the majority of their careers. You've got Connor Hellebuck, and then you got Ilya Sorokin, who has found a way to be competitive at all times. And it looks like I'm getting a phone call from one of the participants in our league.
Yeah.
from my friend Katie. So should I answer it live?
You should.
You should. Hi, Katie. I need you to know that you're live on a podcast right now.
Hi, Katie. We've never met, but hello.
Hold on. Let's throw you on speaker. You are officially on Subjectively Speaking for the first time.
Oh, hi. What an honor. I was just calling for suggestions because I'm second on the draft and I have no idea who to pick.
So Katie definitely wants to run me the smoke. Katie is taking
this is a little insider trading situation because
I know she's.
What positions exist in hockey specifically?
Yeah, so Katie is getting into the weeds of learning hockey. She wants to get into it. And so Dan's suggestion for you, Katie, is to either take Igor Shesterkin or Austin Matthews. What I will say is that just told me that Dan is probably taking Connor McDavid. But and then our friend Brandon Tinney Lil Boomer wants to tell you to take Sergei Bobrovsky.
Okay, great.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Oh my God.
Also, Little Boomer, I'm very excited that you will not be drafting Emil Bemstrom. So I don't think anyone will be.
I hope not. I hope they don't. But Katie, I can't wait to see who you pick.
Thanks. I can't either.
Feel free.
So much fun.
Feel free to call in whenever you want while we're drafting.
Okay, sounds good.
Great. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, I love her dearly. She is too good. So we've got just a couple minutes left until this thing gets started, and man, I am really not sure where we want to go with this 9th pick. I'm picking 9th. Laura, you're 16th, yeah?
I am yes, 16th. I thought I was 13th, and I'm gonna be mad at you.
I appreciate you having to be a little humbled here. Me picking 9th, that kind of sucks because like it's a snake draft, right? So like you'll pick 16th, but then you'll pick what, like 20th, 21st. I'll have to be in the middle of every single round. So that's like kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Que sera, sera. Laura, what research did you put into this? Like, where are you at? Like, do you feel confident going into this thing that you're going to be able to defend your title?
This is the most confident I have felt in drafting, except for the fact that I'm drafting 16th, which sucks for me. But now that I'm in year 3, I feel like 3 is, third time's a charm. So yeah, I definitely did I'm pretty sure the first year we did this, I was like picking players as we went, and most of them were Blue Jackets, which is why I lost terribly.
Not a great year to be picking chalk for the Jackets now.
Yes. But no, I feel like I'm the most prepared this year. I was definitely doing research beforehand. I had a list. I input all my top picks into my queue. And then because when I saw my draft number, I was like, I need to put like at least 30 more people on here because half of my picks will probably be gone by the time I get to pick, but that's fine. It'll be great. But I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be interesting too, right? Like looking at this, we've got a handful of people who are looking like they might be auto drafting, and so that'll affect here the time of this first round. So you've got some time here to make some adjustments if need be, my friend. So you should be okay. But yeah, we've got 18 folks logging in. We'll see who all gets picked in the first round. This is the most I've had in a league that I've been a part of in terms of fantasy hockey. So what's fascinating about that, right, is you have to go deeper. You have to pick some players that probably would have never made it onto a fantasy team for us in leagues past. And so there will be some guys that maybe aren't the most elite that are on these rosters because they kind of have to be just by definition. So we've got 20 seconds left. Laura, who do you think Dan's picking first overall?
Connor McDavid.
Yeah, it's going to be C-Mac for sure. Although I've got a sleeper pick here for you.
Okay.
I could see him going with Leon Draisaitl. I feel like Leon Draisaitl has been on his team every year.
He was definitely on his team last year. I can't remember as far back as year one, but
Well, I guess it's time. Connor McDavid.
Dan, you're so predictable.
And Katie Austin Matthews right off the bat. We've got our first 2 picks. They're done.
I hate him, Katie, but proud of you.
Yeah, Katie, not a big fan. It looks like the Rockets here, if they're not, I don't know, are they here with us? I think so. I think that's Colin Madigan, no?
Yes, I think so.
Shout out, Colin. Glad to have you here. Can't wait to see what you do with this pick. I'm thinking you're probably going to go, if you're sticking forward, I'm thinking like Leon Draisaitl's got to be the guy. I don't know. It kind of feels like eventually one of these years, the Lightning are going to have to fall off a little bit. And in turn,
you got to hope.
Nikita Kucherov falling off a little bit, you would think. But until it happens, man, there's no guarantees. So looks like as we're getting down to the wire here, coming down to the last 5 seconds of this pick, it looks like we might be auto picking Igor Shesterkin here for the Rockets. And that is what happened. So Igor Shesterkin is off the board. And now Dina is on the board, our good friend Dina Weinheimer. And she goes with Andrei Vasilevsky. So what y'all don't know about Dina, she's kind of an undercover Lightning fan.
I don't know that I knew this.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, because she talked about how they almost moved to Tampa.
Yeah. So UC Saros is off the board. So we've got 3 goaltenders in a row. You'd probably not be, making a lot of waves to say that those are 3 of the top goaltenders in the league, obviously. Igor Shesterkin, Andrei Vasilevsky, and UC Saros. But fascinating to see Leon Draisaitl still on the board here. I think this is exactly what Dan was mentioning. It's the weight of the goaltenders in this league are going to potentially cause for some folks to make some picks in this first round that they might not normally make. So we'll see if a goaltender falls to me at 9. I don't know if that's what I would do. I've got a list down here in my trusty old Phi Delta Theta notebook because we have to stay on brand at all times.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last bit of what you said.
I just said we have to stay on brand at all times.
Oh, yes, of course.
Leon Draisaitl gets picked here. So now, and Kirill Kaprizov. So I've got my pick of goalies here. Is that where I go, though?
It's a very tricky decision to make.
I know. The Bucket Hat Kyles are on the board.
Hey, Kyle. I don't know if he's in the live stream. I'm just yelling at him.
I don't know that he is. I don't know that he's with us, but it looks like he's going to get Cooch. If he's not in with us today, he'll get Nikita Kucherov, which could be worse. Could be much worse here.
Definitely, for sure.
So here's my issue. As I'm looking at this, I've got Connor Hellebuck on the board still. I've got Ilya Sorokin on the board still. I think what I am struggling with is that – oh, no, he did. He took Cooch. My issue is more so that I am not positive that either one of these teams is going to be worth a damn this year. Like, that's where I'm a little bit worried about drafting either Ilya Sorokin or Connor Hellebuck. We're going to go with I'm going to hold off. I'm
sorry.
Here.
My internet was buffering. Last night it was your problem. Now it's my problem. What were you?
I'm trying to decide if I'm going with Ilya Sorokin or if I'm going with somebody else. Oh, let's go with.
Oh, you're getting the beeps.
I know. Yeah, we're going with Ilya Sorokin.
Good job.
There's a lot of pressure here. Oh, Dan, give it a rest. Dan said, I can't wait to pick up Jeremy's goalie when they get dropped after week 1 and have a huge comeback because that is exactly what happened to me. So here's hoping that doesn't happen again this year. Ilya Sorokin might be a member of your team, Dan.
He is probably going to snake your goalie.
And my dad's here. My dad's here telling us that he's drinking a beer and thinking my team is going to suck. So, hey, Dad, how's it going?
We love a supportive father. Hi, Randy.
You know what? He's just a little bit mad because this is a quarter zip that I stole from him a few years back. Dad, I found it. I found where that went. Dad's telling me that he would have went Ovi. Ovi can score, right? Like, he's still scoring, but I don't know. There's part of me that just doesn't trust. All right.
I think that's understandable.
So then we've got some good players still on the board here. I mean, some of these are going to have to start coming off the board with folks doing some auto picks here, but should be fascinating to see how these next few picks go down. We've got a handful of people that are here. We've got Line Time, spelled Taime. That's Kelly, I believe.
It is.
We've got Cannon Crew. That's our good friend, Lil Boomer. And then we've got somebody before you, and then you're up, Laura. So you're only 4 away.
Only 4.
Only 4, my friend.
It'll be great to see who's left out of my top picks.
Victor Hedman's no longer available. Alexander Ovechkin is no longer available.
Yeah, because you were, discussing him, brought him back to people's memories.
And the first Blue Jacket is off the board. Lil Boomer goes with Johnny Gaudreau.
Good choice, Little Boomer.
Was that who you were going to pick first?
No.
Proud. I am proud of you. Roman Josi still being on the board. Laura, I got to be honest. You might have to. That might be the way you have to go. If Duncan doesn't do it, you might have to.
You will just see.
All right. You could end up you could end up picking pretty fast here because Steven Schreck, good friend, you know him,
You do.
is picking 17th. And then our other good friend, Danny Smith, is picking 18th. So those two haven't joined the draft yet. It's possible that they may end up going to auto pick. So Laura, you might pick, and then you might have to go pretty soon thereafter. But who we going with, Laura? Adam Fox. Okay. I respect it.
Thank you.
Adam Fox has been on my fantasy team the 2 years that we've done this. He's been a formidable roster addition for me. So, Also, my dad would like to let you know that you should not be encouraging me.
Not be encouraging you for what?
I just think generally probably is what he means, but I'm sure there's something related to it. Like,
I was like, what specifically, Randy? Because
Kelly said that she would have taken Josi last year, but skipped Ovi and regretted it. Laura, Dina is a big fan of your team name.
Thank you. No one understood my team name last year, so I decided to go with one that I made up myself. That might be a little bit more.
No, that's good stuff. All right, so we've got Danny is on the clock. Matthew Tkachuk goes in the first round to Steven's team, who is now on auto draft. So things will start moving here pretty quick after this first round, and that's not great for me, who has crippling anxiety in moments like this.
What?
I know, we're all shocked. I'm personally regretting picking 60 seconds as a draft time. It's good for the quickness of the draft and keeping us from being on here for a couple of hours, but it's not always my friend in terms of how long this goes. But okay, and yes. Kelly also would like to clarify that in her head it is pronounced Line Time.
See, so, I didn't want to correct you, but that's how I read it when I saw her name.
That is fair. Dan just asked me, Jeremy, did you, when you were a child, did you put your stickers on things or save them for the perfect spot? That's a really great question. Holy shit, the number of draft picks that just happened. You drafted Elvis in the second round.
Shut up. I got nervous. Let me
All right.
live.
So Elvis Rodriguez is off the board. Oh my God, these picks are going so quick now. Holy hell. That's wild. All right. So Timo Meyer, who was a huge asset for Kelly last year, she's feeling the love again this year. She goes with him once again. And it looks like I'm going to have my fair pick of some pretty decent forwards here. So, I'm wondering. I'm so bad at keeping track of who gets drafted, but that's okay because we're going to go. I'm feeling like we're going to bank on Mika Zibanejad having a good year again.
I think that's probably a solid observation.
I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty good about it. Still some really great players here on the board. Dan is hoping that Kyle Connor falls. Nope.
Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, Dan. Unless it was a ploy. I think Dan's going to get Moritz Seider. That's where I think Dan's going.
With who? Moritz Seider? I'm just interested to see if you can like read Dan like super well.
We'll see. I might be off, but then Dan asks, is Freddie going to get injured this season or is he a safe pick? It's probably, I mean, like your guess is as good as ours at this point, no?
I think he'll be terrible, Dan, so don't pick him.
Dang. I think you're just upset.
Me?
Yeah.
About Freddie? Freddie was on my team last year.
Right, you're right. He got injured though. He like almost cost you everything because he got injured at the end of the year.
Yeah, but then who saved the day? Elvis Merzlikins.
My counterpoint is John Francois Berube.
No, it was Elvis.
No, I say that because Elvis was not supposed to play in that game, and when John Francois Berube gave up like 5 goals to the Penguins, Elvis got put in. If that doesn't happen, I'm wearing a crown. Just saying.
No, Nick Blankenberg broke your soul, so don't blame me for that.
That's true. He did hurt me a little bit there, but we'll survive. We'll manage.
God, I don't pick for forever.
Yeah, you've got a minute. I feel the same way. This is wild. I love having 18 people in this league, but yeah, there's a lot of time to waste here in between. But I think
being popular makes me impatient.
You're telling me.
What?
You dissed my pick, damn it. That's what my dad was upset about with Ovi. Was when he said, I get it.
I mean, he can definitely score. It's just the other shoe has to drop at some point, like injury or something.
There's probably some validity to that. All right, so I've got a pretty good idea of where I want to go next. We'll see if it happens for me.
Oh, I can finally see on my phone where my line is.
Dina just picked Evander Kane. She misclicked.
No. Dina.
Oh, no.
Trade him when this is over.
I'm usually the one that is really okay with sacrificing my morals here.
Yeah, we're going to see if Jeremy makes any of those controversial picks.
I think where I'm having issues, and I'm just going to like talk this out loud right now. I'm between 2 players, one of which is a pretty great goal scorer. ESPN has him projected scoring less goals than I think, but I also don't want to overload already from the New York Rangers.
Oh.
Chris Kreider is somebody who I've got my eyes on here. And really, I mean, there's a handful of players on this little, section right here that piqued my interest, if I'm honest. So we'll see which way I go. Man,
I'm intrigued.
you and me both. Jeremy is about to draft Tony D'Angelo. I don't think so. I don't think I could draft him. I don't think I could draft the players who I am not like vibing with. But
yeah, in all fairness, he didn't draft him last season. He just took him on.
I'm going Jones D'Angelo back to back. You are hilarious, my friend Dan. Man, okay, let's go. I'm trying to decide how risky I want to be. I don't think you don't. Safe as death. Isn't that something that John Tortorella used to say?
Yes.
The comeback kid, Jack Eichel.
Wow.
Dan said do it. I don't know if that's if he thought that's where I was going.
He was talking about D'Angelo.
Oh, no. I simply will not be doing that. But still a lot of really great players on the board here, Laura, for when you pick here in like 29 picks. So
shut up.
So we've got some really quality players still here on the board. Obviously, we'll start to see some of these players get knocked off here. So obviously, Elias Lindholm is probably going to get picked, and Chris Kreider will be off the board by the time that it gets to you, Laura, just with the auto picks that are ahead of us. But Dan was saying take the risk. And I think I did. I do think I took the risk here. Kelly's really disappointed because Chris Kreider was definitely somebody she was going after. Chris Kreider has always shown Kelly love. And so maybe, hey, Kelly, you've got a trade to make now. So you might as well get into it. But we'll see.
That is true.
Not a ton of defensemen getting picked at this point. So kind of looking here at what we've gotten. Aaron Ekblad has been selected. Moritz Seider was drafted by who but Dan. Called that one. John Carlson. You took Adam Fox. Roman Yossi. So really like your big name guys are off the board, but we've got some of these middle guys. Seth Jones goes to Team Shrek. TJ Oshie, not a bad pick, Laura. You're a big TJ Oshie fan.
I am. I love him.
Yeah, so that's a good pick, I think. Okay, Adam Boquist.
Oh, God, I'm picking again.
Goes to Danny. Adam Boquist goes to Danny. Of course, Cam Atkinson goes to Laura. Can't say that worth the prize.
I know we can't see each other right now, but I'm flipping you off because...
Oh, goodness. I mean, let's be honest, right? Like, we wouldn't expect anything less. I've got my next pick. I just need him to fall to me.
Again, I guess I did get to pick two pretty close in succession, but I hate waiting.
I know. That's the worst part when you're at the front or back of a draft is you have to pick pretty quick back to back, but then you're kind of like out of luck for a little bit.
I'm also coming to the terms with the fact that my team is not going to look anything like I thought it would, but that's okay.
That's why these lists, they're great. And I have you do the research, who seems like they're going to be good for you. And, you hope for the best. You hope they fall to you, but 9 times out of 10, they don't. So it's always a mad dash to get it figured out. But all right. I've got 2 picks to get a player that I really want.
Oh, man. Who took Dougie Hamilton from me?
Damn. Yeah, Laura, you're losing a couple of your lineup regulars.
It makes me so sad.
If anybody picks Boone Jenner, she's going to have a heart attack on the show.
Now they're going to pick him to spite me.
Dylan Larkin is off the board. Son of a bitch.
What?
I was going to pick Brent Burns. And Sila and Julie just snagged him. All I know is pain. That is all I know. Man, I need to show my defensive core some love here. Let's go. Alex Pietrangelo. Damn.
F you.
Damn. Brent Burns is going to have a career year, and I know that he's been in the league for how long, but him playing in Carolina, he's going to be absolutely fantastic. So that's a really great pick. Who? Oh, Julian and Sila. I should know. I should have known that, right? All right. So I've got 14 picks. Laura, how many picks do you have until you're up next?
In round 4, I'm pick 13. So I don't know, like a million.
I'll tell you what, Dad. I've got to apologize to my dad. My dad is sending draft suggestions in the in the chat, and I'm not seeing them because I don't have that window.
Actively ignoring him.
And unintentionally, he wanted me to go Nylander, which he'll come next, but he's pretty happy with my Jack Eichel pick, and he did tell me that if I pick a Penguin, I'm out of the will. So,
if I don't pick a Penguin, can I go in the will?
you're gonna have to take that up with him. But all right, so Laura? How many picks did you say you have until you're up?
I don't know. A million? I don't know.
Oh,
I can't see my line, so yeah. I do like this person's name though. Double window cylinder.
That's Dina.
Well, Dina, I love your name. I think the last time I looked, she didn't. What?
I feel like I don't know why I thought that she was last year. Something also cylinder related, but I could be wrong.
No, right, she was something Merlot, I think.
Oh, you're right. All right, so let's take a look here. So Katie is up next. Katie has accidentally auto-drafted twice, but what I'll tell you is that you can't be mad about a team that has Austin Matthews, Alex DeBrincat, and Jake Gensel on it.
Here's my question. Does Katie know that she needed to draft more than once?
She does now. She just took Noah Dobson. That's a good pick if you ask me. Yeah, she texted me. She said, I got distracted. Marc-Andre Fleury is off the board, so he's Minnesota goaltender, goes to Dan. And so Dan, is that Dan's first goaltender? Let's check it out. Let's check out Dan's roster to this point. Oh, my God. Here he is. No, he had Freddie Anderson. Okay. So he's got his first backup, which I respect. I mean, like you said, goaltender is going to matter a lot in this league. What a pick in the 5th round, Devin Taves. I think that's a sleeper pick too, Dan. That's somebody I had on my list. He's going to be really good. I sometimes forget the fact that the Islanders traded away Devin Taves for like a 3rd round draft pick in order to make room for like cap space. What a shit end of the stick. That's like not great for the Islanders now as they look back on that. He has been excellent in Colorado. Katie is on the clock again. Oh God, I hope she knows. Oh no. Oh, she did. Rupe Hintz. No. Darnell Nurse. Sorry. Darnell Nurse goes to Katie. Not a bad squad that she's compiling here.
Oh my God. I'm never picking again. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, sorry about it. That's what I'm saying. These teams are going to be a fascinating hodgepodge of things. Mackenzie Weegar, that's a good pick in the 5th round, I think, too. He's going to have a really stellar year, I think, in Calgary after making that transition over there in the trade that sent Matthew Tkachuk to Florida, and then Jonathan Huberdeau, and which, like, that trade still blows my mind.
Yes, that was such a weird circumstance.
All right, so it looks like
no.
You know what?
I've been waiting this whole time to get Letang, and he just went away.
You literally just asked if you could be in my dad's will.
I know I was going to say something funny. I was going to be like, sorry, Randy. And then.
That's fair, but it looks like, man, if Sam Reinhart gets picked in one of these next 2 picks, it looks like Pierre-Luc Dubois is going to go to Bucket Hat Kyle. That's going to be hilarious.
I can just now see my line. There is hope.
I'm really excited. I'm excited for you. And remember, you've got to be ready to go back to back, my friend. All right, Walburn, I'm going to need you to pick Sam Reinhart because I need Kyle to have Pierre-Luc Dubois in a bad way. Damn. All right. So I'm going to go. Let's go Tomas Hurdle. Feel good about that. We've got a Blue Jacket coming up in the queue. Zach Werenski's 80th overall based on ESPN's rankings.
Sorry, I just got hyper focused on my queue.
Can we look at my dad's most recent comment?
Is he calling me or you?
No, I think he's coming at my pick. Dad, who did you want me to pick there? We ought to just invite him to the damn show at this point to be our color commentator.
Oh. I finally picked. You didn't say anything about it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Alexander Georgiev, who is poised to be the starter in Colorado, of course, after being traded there. So it'll be exciting to see if he can turn it on there. We've got Evan Bouchard goes to Team Kelly, to Line Time, and Oliver Bjorkstrand of the Seattle Kraken.
Oh,
I know. Goes to who else but Lil Boomer. We would have, I mean, let's be honest, it was only a matter of time before he went.
Good pick, Boomer.
It was a good pick. I think he's going to have a breakout year. He could potentially be one of their top forwards. That's a really stellar pick, if you ask me. Patrick Kane falls to round 5 to Steven Schreck. Man, Steven Schreck is not. Who else did he pick that I was like concerned about? There was somebody else who he got. Let's pull him up here. So he's got Seth Jones. Man, he's got having a handful of people who play for the Chicago Blackhawks is a choice. But I do like the Tage Thompson pickup that Auto Draft just gave him. And look at you, Ryan O'Reilly. Have you had Ryan O'Reilly before? That sounds like a you kind of player.
I've had Ryan O'Reilly all 3 years.
That's what I thought. Yeah, when he's on, he's on. Man, but yeah, there are a handful of players here in this next grouping. It's just fascinating, right? Because you end up with players who are all in similar spots because of, the teams that they play for.
I'm just wondering how many more on my list are going to be gone by the time my next pick goes up.
I'd say it's suffice to say a few.
Probably not. I only have 11 left on my original queue of 45.
That is impressive considering the fact that we have another 12 rounds.
Yep. It's looking real good for me.
All right. I'm really not sure what direction I'm going to go with this pick. But it said, you better find out.
It's like, you better do it right now.
Yeah, I really probably should. Okay. Let's go. Let's go with Rasmus Anderson.
That's a good pick.
I feel pretty good about it, right? Like, I don't know. Like, he looks like he's going to project pretty well. And, man, let me tell you, here's some of the commentary we've missed. My dad has told you to pick Patrick Kane, which is
Randy, do you know me at all?
My dad wanted me to pick Matt Duchene. I'm telling you, I just don't trust Matt Duchene. I just don't trust Matt Duchene.
No.
He's like, I think my dad is gonna have a heart attack watching us pick because he is not loving it. I'm gonna tell him to send comments to me in Facebook Messenger so I can read those out loud live because I keep missing the damn things when he's sharing them. But
He's clearly never heard any of my rants about Patrick Kane.
No, he has not. But Bucket Hat Kyle goes with Matt Duchene in the auto draft. So, tough.
Kyle's auto draft is very interesting.
Yeah, so Kyle, as of right now, man, he's gone major forward at this point. Like, just luck of the draw here. Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos, Elias Pettersson, Sam Reinhart, Matt Duchene, and Darcy Kemper. So, I mean, honestly, it's not a bad team.
No, I think he'll be pleasantly surprised.
No, it's not a bad team at all. And so we'll see how some of these next players fall here. We've got Katie is on the board again here, and I don't know that she's in. I don't know that she's in.
I'm not sure we told Katie enough about this experience.
I just texted her in all caps and said, "You're up." So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Oh, she did it. She got Matt Murray of the Toronto Maple. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's not great. That could be better. I went rogue. She just texted me and said I went rogue. I said Matt Murray was a choice.
Just make sure she knows that she can drop and get new players along the way.
Okay, we'll do. Glad to share that feedback. She said, "Tell me more about that choice."
It's not a good one.
All right, I'm gonna tell her. I won't tell her.
She's on the clock again, I think.
Yeah, she is. Okay, let's see who she goes with here. I think I was literally just ready to say, I think I would pick Tim Stützle here, and she did. Good on her.
Okay, who's Dina's? Ooh, who did Dina get?
Ooh, Vitek Vanacek. Not a bad pick. I mean, here's the thing, right? It's like we're getting into the piece where I don't really know how many goalies are left in this equation now.
Cue my panic when it was like 6 spots underneath the goalie part of this thing on the app. I was like, there's not that many goalies.
Let's see who we've got left on the board still. We've got Peter Mrazek, Jeremy Swayman, Cam Talbot, Pavel Francouz. Spencer Knight could be a player, right? Like, but man,
they did just sign him an extension, so.
Yeah, the goaltending and the goaltending could be interesting. The goaltending could, in fact, be interesting down there. Okay. I think I know who I'm picking next. But we'll see.
I was going to say, are you going to keep it a surprise or are you going to let the class know?
No. The class doesn't get to know this one. Well, yeah, the class doesn't get to know. How are you feeling about your next pick? You've got 124. So how does that feel?
I know on my list who I want to pick, but I also have a backup if that person is not there still.
You want to pick Boone Jenner, don't you?
I mean, at some point, he's not necessarily like my pick right now. Robert Thomas for Kyle.
Again, another good pick, but eventually he's going to have some defensemen on this damn roster.
Yeah, I would hope so.
All right. This is a player that I think could have a really big year based on the changes that his team made.
Okay.
And that's Drake Batherson.
Oh.
I've had Drake Batherson on my team before. I really like Drake Batherson.
But Ottawa did make a lot of significant changes in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to have a chance to play with some really good he's going to have a chance to play with some really, really good talent there in Ottawa. I think they're going to be a really interesting team to watch. I think they're going to be fun to watch. I can't say that I've tuned into many Ottawa Senators games in which the Blue Jackets weren't also playing them, but this year might be a year that changes. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch that team.
Well, yeah, and they were definitely in the running for off-season winner until we got Johnny. So and exploded everyone's minds.
All right, so Kelly's on the clock. Let's see what Kelly does here. Wow.
Who you got, Kelly? Who you got?
Ryan Pulak. And now we've got Lil Boomer. Lil Boomer, where are you going? Braden Point.
Braden Point.
Mikhail Sergachev is off the board now.
You're welcome.
Good work.
Oh, I'm on the clock again.
Yeah, this is you.
Just because you make fun of me and now I'm afraid someone's going to spite me.
Yeah, I almost picked him. I did almost pick him out of spite, but then I was like, I prefer my team to be a little bit better. So I went.
Shut up! For anyone listening, again, this is the rudeness.
All right, so then I'm coming up here soon. We've got a player in mind, but we'll see if how inspired I'm actually feeling by him. Jordan Kyron's been a player on my team before too. Yeah, actually. I have had him on my team before. I have. Son of a bitch. That's not ideal. Oh, no. Okay. I feel like I want to go. Who's still left here? I hate this.
Time is ticking.
Yeah. Go with Jeremy Swayman. All right.
Now because I'm writing things out right now, so I know how many more people I need to get without having to switch back and forth on my screens.
I know. My dad wanted me to get Drew Doughty, but I could not, sadly. I did try.
Well, that's the thought that counts.
Correct. Well, it is. We're almost to the 9th round, which means that we're roughly a little under halfway done with the draft. As you all know, we're always proud to be brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings is an official sports betting partner of the NHL, so make sure that you check them out. And when you go and sign up, make sure you use promo code THPN. Whenever you sign up, just do it. Make sure that you're betting responsibly and all that kind of fun stuff. But make sure you check them out. And of course, because we're almost halfway through the draft, and because I've had a singular beer, that means that I, in fact, have to use the restroom. So a little bit of an intermission for Jeremy here. But Laura, feel free to keep the people entertained with the wonderful commentary of who's coming through the lineup.
Absolutely. Dina just, oh, nope, that went too fast. It's okay, you guys. I can totally function without him directly on the call with me. Or maybe I can, and I'll just ramble about other things. We did have a new episode come out today, and if you're familiar with us, you know that our luck when it comes to predicting things is not always great. And we thought for sure that the Blue Jackets weren't going to make any more cuts until after episode release. But no, first thing this morning they made cuts. So a little bit of our newest episode is sort of pointless, but we were at least right about what they were going to do with those players. So that is a positive. And then we are greatly looking forward to the season starting. Well, the season starts for some teams at the end of this week in the European season, but for most of the other teams, starting next week, especially our beloved Blue Jackets. And hopefully we're going to see a lot of people both at the home opener, but at the season opener, like watch party at our bar next week, because we're definitely excited to see more fellow fifth liners out in the wild. Oh, he's returned. I wasn't great about reading off who was doing what, so I was just rambling.
Hey, that's really okay. I could hear you. Yeah, we do have that new episode out. We are chronically bad at telling you percentages of people staying, and we have really bad timing. But Cole Cylinder goes to the double window cylinders in Dina Weinheimer, so that just makes a lot of sense. She's on the clock again now, but Shane Gostisbehere goes to Team Garrett, Matt Zuccarello, Marco Rossi, who I love his story. I really do hope he has a really good year this year. I've got a player that I almost always have on my team, actually, that's still on the board here that I'm thinking I might go after with this next pick. But I'm telling you, like, what sucks is that Tony DeAngelo just looks good at this pick, but I'm not going to. But man, does he look good right now. Hate it.
I mean, it's your team. You can do what you want.
I know. I have to run it ethically. No, not really. But I can't have Tony DeAngelo beating the shit out of, like, Jack Eichel.
That's true.
Who is picking the Iron Man? Phil Kessel, baby. Who's going to do it? Who's going to get Phil?
Maybe Phil will have renewed energy in Vegas.
Oh, he's got to be excited. I would be. I mean, that's a good deal for him. Nikolai Ehlers is gone. Ehlers, Morzahard. Man, I've got a couple of players here.
Did you see the little birthday party they threw for Phil the other day?
Hey, you see the hot dog cake?
Yes.
Man, talk about leaning into a joke and being okay with being the butt of one. I'm wondering why Tanner Jeannot doesn't have any projections.
Yeah, it's weird. Some of them, people that you would think would, don't.
I have never been more upset. Jordan Kyrou, that's who I was going to pick.
Oh, Kyle got Tony DeAngelo.
Okay.
Who you picking?
Yeah, that's a good question. Man. This is a risk. Are you ready for the risk?
I do. I am.
Cole Caulfield.
Oh.
I think Dan said it earlier. Dan said that he thinks that Cole could be a sleeper pick this year, and I think so too. I mean, just seeing the way that he played under Martin St. Louis last year, like once he finally was able to establish his game. I mean, he was sent down to the AHL and Laval, and he, got some time down there, played well, came back up. Martin St. Louis becomes the coach, and it just felt like he was on fire after that. I mean, I think it's going to be a good year for him, but we'll see how this one goes.
Coaching can make a huge difference. So
100%. And if you've got a player like Martin St. Louis, who's also like, I think in some ways, like I think this is why like him and Cam Atkinson had a good relationship too. It's like similar styles of play, similar size players that have to do some gritty shit to make stuff happen. I like it. I like that matchup for him. I don't know that the Canadians are not going to be like stellar. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think that he's a player that could definitely produce. And you go with Dmitry Orlov there, nice pick. You're going to be up in just about a second. There you go. You're up again.
Oh God. Well, he's on my team all the time, so might as well.
Tyler Seguin, man, yeah, you do ride that train. I will give you credit where credit is due. You do in fact ride that train. Jonathan Quick goes. Jonathan Quick is a player that had a pretty good rebound year last year. I thought he played really well for the Kings. Obviously, they, find a way to advance in the playoffs last year. Who did they beat in that first round? No, they didn't. Did they play Edmonton in the first round?
Who are we talking about?
The Kings. Yeah, and they lost to Edmonton in the first round.
Yeah, they lost to Edmonton.
Son of a no. Owen Power.
That's how we got the Battle of Alberta.
Owen Power is absolutely who I was going to pick. And then Little Boomer, thanks for the 7-game series there for the Kings and the Oilers. I feel like the Kings were up in that series 3-2 now, and then the Oilers came back.
Yes, because it was like a monumental, like shocking circumstance, and the Kings just sort of like let it die.
Correct.
Who are you picking?
Right. I'm going to go with my first Blue Jacket.
Ooh.
At least for now, Vladislav Gavrikov.
Wow. He did well for me last year.
He does well in fantasy hockey because he blocks shots, he takes shots, like he's not afraid to throw around the body. Like he's a good fantasy hockey player to have, and he's pretty defensively sound. And Dan thought I was going to take his jacket. I'm wondering if his jacket might be Jack Roslovic, who's still up here on the board, but could potentially be somebody else. Who knows? Who are our goalies that are still left? We've still got a handful of pretty good goalies here. We'll see if anybody gets picked here soon, but got Peter Mrazek, Cam Talbot, Ilya Samsonov, which that'll be interesting. I'm interested to see between him and Matt Murray who really actually gets the majority of the ice time there. Like I feel like that's going to be a pretty standard tandem there. You've got Antti Ranta, who's definitely probably going to be backing up Frederik Andersen. Philip Grubauer is probably like, when you look at this list, he's probably the starter here. He's one of the starters on this list still. Spencer Knight is going to get his time, and if he can really take control of the net, he's going to potentially end up being the starter there. But yeah, we're starting to run a little low here on
goalies.
How is Carey Price projected to have 164 points when we know full damn well he's not playing this year?
I was also confused about that. But sometimes, like, even last year, there were things like, wasn't it that Cole Sillinger wasn't added to the list of possible players until after?
Correct.
Like, even though he was on the team from the beginning?
Yep.
It's okay that it's a flawed system. Has Kyle gotten any defensemen? I'm like worried about his.
Yeah, I think didn't he get Seth Jones? No. Who did he get? Oh, Tony D'Angelo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Jared Spurgeon. So he's got two. He's making his way through. I think it might start auto picking based on what you still need. I think it does that to be able to fill your lineup, and then I think after that it'll just be whoever the best available is.
Is Danny's team okay?
I think Danny got in, didn't she? I think Danny's here with us.
Oh, hey girl. I also don't know if you're watching the live stream.
But let's see. I forget.
Kyle's not in it because they're recording right now.
Correct. Yeah. So she's got Jack Hughes, Trevor Zegras, Matt Barzell, Matty Berniers, Matthew Boldy. Man, she's got a young team. Adam Boquist, Alex Martinez, John Klingberg, Connor Hellebuck, and Sergei Bobrovsky. So that's, I mean, honestly, like a good team. And look at that. Dan takes Jack Roslovic. I've been reading Dan's mind all night. Can we talk about it?
I also support her pick of Adam Boquist. I know she has his jersey, but I definitely support her pick of Adam Boquist.
Not a bad pick for sure. I think he's going to hopefully have a good year.
I'm surprised you said that.
As long as he doesn't get injured. That's the big asterisk. That is, in fact, the big asterisk. All right, so I have no idea what I'm going to do with this next pick, if I'm being entirely honest with you. Man, because they've got... And Dan's got a point. Dan says, I'm going to end up sitting pretty when Jack ends up playing, but having to play between Johnny and Patrick. I mean, that would be a really sweet spot to be in.
Is he alluding to the fact that Boone's going to get injured? Because I'll be mad at him.
I hope not. I hope that's not what he's alluding to, but we'll see. We shall see together. So as this thing starts to come down to it, we're all pretty much just about. Dan says no. I mean, who knows? It's hockey. That's very fair. But we're coming down to now where people will start filling their benches. So, you know, we've got some time here to chat about some other things, I'm sure. So again, like Laura said, the Jackets take the ice for the first time against the Carolina Hurricanes on Wednesday. And so, man, these roster cuts today, I think they sent shockwaves through the Blue Jackets fandom, but I don't think that they're entirely surprising in terms of just being able to develop some of those guys a little bit more. So we'll see how that turns out. Do I go forward? Laura?
Which do you need more of right now, a forward or a defenseman?
Oh, I need one of each, so can I hurt your feelings?
I know you're going to. It's fine.
Tyler
I'll just make fun of you for it later.
He had a great year last year, aside from, you know, not being able to play in Canada. So we'll see. I'll just not start him those days. Was he on my team last year?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I feel like he was, but I've been wrong before. So we've still got. Hey! Guess
What? You finally made your dad proud.
I picked somebody my dad wanted me to pick. He said, nice, finally. So, Dad, I'll be honest with you. It took me a lot to not pick Evgeny Malkin there. I just have to tell you the truth. Laura,
It's okay. He went to Kelly.
Who are you going with, my friend? Andre Palat playing in New Jersey this year. New team. See how he plays there. Good pick.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. I hope they're terrible. Shout out Neil.
Boomer got my least favorite player.
I don't think that's true.
What do you mean?
I don't think he's your least favorite. I think you have other least favorites.
I don't know. I mean, I know he's gonna, once he's not injured, he's gonna do great for Boomer, I'm sure. But I don't really have a lot of hate in my heart for Brad Marchand.
You really do. That is true. The fact that Shane Wright is listed as 164th on this list is almost comical to me, like without anything proven at this point. But I digress.
They have a lot of faith in him. They also have like where they're hoping that he's gonna take his rage about the draft.
Matt Dumba, good pick. Lil Boomer wants to let you know that you should let the hate flow through you.
I don't know if Boomer's going to draft him, but I did just contemplate David Savard and then said, no, I can't do that to Boomer.
No, you can't. Like, yeah, you definitely can't do that.
So I'm looking out for you, man.
All right. Dina, we all miss Savvy, I've got to be honest with you. But Kelly is on the clock here, and she goes with Jamie Drysdale, Andre Burkowski. Lil Boomer says that Savard has been in his queue since 6:01, a minute after the draft opened. So I respect that, my guy. All right. So we've still got some pretty quality players on the board here right now. Brian Russ was somebody who played really well for me last year. He's a Penguin, though. I can't get written out of the will.
I still have not selected a Penguin.
I mean, hey, like we're both on the right track here. And then Dan said I had Andre Burkowski lined up, and then I remember that he is in an Av right now. That's true. Yeah, he is in good old Seattle. I also maybe kind of forgot about that until you just said that, Dan. So Sam Bennett comes off the board. Kelly drafted Crosby and Malkin. Here's hoping that they're able to stay intact this year for her. Let's go with
some big names for Kelly. She's gotten some good picks.
100%. Let's go with. Oh shit!
Look at the messages from your dad. Do you have time?
No, why not? Let's just go check. If it auto drafts, it auto drafts. Best available is what he said. Best available.
Well, the best available on forwards is injured right now.
All right. Well, you know what? He's out until the end of October. We're going to go with Cam Talbot as a backup goaltender.
I really do love people's team names this year.
I do too. It's pretty good. But Julie is upset because Lil Boomer keeps taking her picks. So, Julie, I'm sorry. Julie, you've got a good team, though. It seems like Nathan McKinnon, Patrick Laine. Come on.
Those are good picks.
Jason Robertson, as long as he signs sometime soon. Pavel Buchnevich, good pick. Arturi Lehkonen, a good pick. Antoine Lindell. Brett, I mean, like, you've got a really good team. I will say that I have questions about your goaltending, though, my friend. I think you should probably pick up a goaltender in this. Jordan Bennington is probably not the train I would ride throughout this entire thing, but the rest of your lineup looks pretty stout, my friend.
Ooh, I'm trying to decide if I should choose violence or not.
Oh. Now I'm looking at your picks to decide who violence would be. Can you tell that Dina has interest in like young players and prospects after taking Yuri Slafkovsky?
Yes. So does Danny. Danny's team is really young too.
Dan said he's still hunting for players that still make the power play unit. That's, I mean, a good strategy here. 100%, totally fair. How long is Charlie McAvoy hurt for?
A while. I think like he's out for the first 8 weeks or something like that.
Damn.
It's a long time.
Dina said, just wait until you see my next pick. I cannot wait.
It's like the oldest player in the league.
Fair.
Oh, sorry. Silence. Sorry, I was just trying to decide if I was going to choose violence or not.
Did you choose violence?
I'm not up yet.
Oh, okay.
I might choose violence next if that person is still available.
Okay,
but there's someone I haven't picked yet, and if they're still there, and I'm interested to see if you can guess who that is.
I really don't know that I can.
I think when I pick it, you're going to be like, oh my God, yeah.
Is it Max Domi?
No.
And I am, in fact, intrigued.
Well, we still have 7 picks before I pick.
Sounds about right.
I hope we're not boring people. I'm sorry if we're boring you.
I think we're all hitting a wall. We're all here together hitting the wall. So
we're all hitting the fantasy draft wall.
Okay, so we've got some predictions for where you're going to go in the chat. We've got...
Oh, where I'm going to go?
Yeah, Marcus Foligno.
Who said that?
Lil Boomer.
Interesting. Any other suggestions of where I'm going?
The other one is Cody Cece. I know you won't go Cody Cece, but it is a violent pick. Like if somebody picks Cody Cece, that is in fact violence.
I guess we'll see. This auto pick is pretty much going well for Kyle, with a few exceptions. Oh, who are you picking? Do we need to look at suggestions from your dad?
Well, like we've said, it never hurts. All right, let's go with Man, I don't know.
Oh, you're getting the
Anders Lee.
You asshole. You did that on purpose.
Yes and no. I mean, like I do like to have him on this roster, but yeah, that was a little intentional.
Rude. Now I am choosing violence.
I am a little bit disappointed. I was going to pick up Brady Shea with my next pick, but the good old Finns got me again. The Finns are big fans of that blue line in Carolina, without a doubt. All right, so we've still got some picks here coming in rapid succession. Alexis Lafreniere, another decent pick there. Philip Deneau comes off the board, and now you are up, and you're going to go with, Marcus Foligno. Good pick on that by Lil Boomer. And you're already on the clock again. It's already your turn again.
My next person was taken. Jesus Christ. Why is everyone injured?
Hashtag hockey, my friends. The fact that Max is projected to have 86 fantasy points is like pretty sad. I have to be honest.
I made a pick.
I'm proud of you.
Ekman Larson.
Oliver Ekman Larson. Not a bad one, my friend. Oh, man. I don't know where to go with my next one, though.
Because you're filling your bench right now, right?
No, I still have a defenseman available.
Oh.
It's just a matter of trying to figure out if that's where I want to go or if I want to pick up somebody else. What a terrible analysis that just was. Oh, we'll just see what I do. That's basically what that analysis just was. All right, so it is my turn. I would be lying to you if I said that I wasn't stressed out about this. All right. Okay, good to know. Let's go with At some point, I just have to go with another defenseman, but it's just a matter of who. And I trust Carolina. Let's go with Brett Pesce.
Proud of you.
Thanks. And now we are on to the good old bench with 4 picks left. Can't wait to see where this goes for me. How are you feeling with only – how many picks do you have left? 4?
4.
How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good with my standard picks.
Let's check them out. So we've got Team Corrali Sue, which is really cute. We got TJ Oshie, Cam Atkinson, Ryan O'Reilly, Boone Jenner, Tyler Sagan, Andre Palat, Adam Fox, Mikhail Sergachev, Dmitry Orlov, Matt Dumba. We've got Marcus Foligno, and in net right now, you've got Elvis Merzlikins and Alexander Georgiev with Oliver Ekman Larson on the bench as of right now. So, not a bad team. Not a bad team.
You're saying that like not a great team, not a great team.
I will be fully transparent with you that I left last year's draft really worried about your team, and then you won. So I'm reserving any judgment until
my emotional connection to certain players will always be my Achilles heel.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for you last year, but the Cam Atkinson and Boone Jenner picks here, I mean, that's.
But what I did learn last year is that I can get rid of those people for the benefit of my team.
What she's not saying is that she'll only get rid of them when they have a season-ending injury.
That is true. And even then, I will keep them on the roster for like 4 to 5 weeks until I'm thoroughly convinced that they're not coming back.
I remember trying to convince you that Boone Jenner wasn't coming back that season, and you were like, absolutely not. I could honestly probably find it on an episode, and you were like, no, he's coming back.
He was practicing.
He was practicing, I will give you that. All right, so Kelly says the auto draft is ruining her life today. That's fair.
I feel like with so many people in our league, we're really getting down to people that we've never seen in our
leagues before.
Yes.
Agreed. It is fascinating. I will say that Dylan Strom was somebody who was interesting to me. So shout out to the Lake Erie Barons for picking him up. He is somebody who I think could be really good this year, like having a chance to go to Washington and prove himself a little bit. I think that's nothing but good for them. So I'm excited to see what he can do. This is too funny. Katie did just text and say, "What in the world am I doing?" After I make this pick, I have to go to Twitter. I'm running to Twitter because I have to check on a player.
Just tell Katie that this is exactly like my first season where you kept telling me that you were going to help me learn how to do. Oh, that's weird. I'm accidentally started our live stream on my phone.
I was wondering, I heard an echo and I was like, is it echoing on your end? Like,
no, that's just me being a dumbass.
That would be my dumbass.
But you kept promising me and then I didn't, and then I ended up dead last because I didn't know that I could move players around.
That's fair. I went with Mario for actually, is he Mario Ferraro? I forget how you pronounce his first name, but I did pick him. So
proud of you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel pretty good about that one. He was in addition to my team last year. He ended up getting hurt, but he played really well when he was ready and all that kind of stuff. In case anyone's curious, for those that are keeping track at home, there's this guy named Jordan Dumais. Do you know him?
Yes, he is a baby child.
Yeah, he is. He is. You can check out our episode on Traverse City. We had a really brief interview with him there. But Jordan Dumais has 3 points already for the Halifax Mooseheads tonight. And so he's got a goal and 2 assists.
Oh, proud of him.
Man, he's going to be – I'm excited for him. Without a doubt. Danny goes with Max Domi. You're on the clock, Laura. Who are you picking?
Well, I did just pick McCann.
Okay.
From Seattle.
Josh Anderson came off the board with a little Boomers pick.
Aw.
Little old Jandy. Cam Fowler, not a bad pick, Laura.
Thank you.
Jake Allen is another good pick. He's somebody who's going to be the starter, I would assume, for the Canadiens for a while. Caden Primo will also get a taste, I'm sure, but that's a good pick. Evan Rodriguez is hard to judge here because Evan Rodriguez obviously played for the not Kirill Marchenko being ranked 263.
It's okay, buddy. You're going to get your chance.
Unfortunately, AHL points don't count.
No, I know, but eventually.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. I think he's going to rack them up down there with Cleveland, I hope. So. All right. We're gonna beg on this player having a breakout season here. Bowen Byram is who I'm going with.
Ooh.
We're in garbage time at this point. I've got 2 picks left. Fuck it. Like
garbage time.
I don't know if I can say that word when we're on YouTube. Oh well. Cheers.
Oh, I forgot we were on YouTube.
Well,
I definitely said that word earlier.
At this point, just say it. Okay, so we've got 2 more rounds left, essentially here. Round 17 and 18. We're wrapping up here on the Subjectively Speaking and Friends Fantasy Hockey Draft. So we probably won't have too much more coverage of tonight's draft after this, but Laura will obviously let you know where you can keep up with our shenanigans. So for those who follow anything that folks from The Athletic do, Dom Luszczyszyn, who I have a lot of personal beef with because he's just such a Toronto homer that like it's just almost sometimes silly to read anything that he writes. But the Athletics team comes up with, as you know, and if you listen to our show, you know I'm a big analytics guy. They come up with every year a cheat sheet for fantasy hockey and you know who the best ranked players are based on what your draft settings are and what your league settings are. And so didn't really use that, but what is involved in that too is you can actually plug in your team and see the analytics of how his model projects your team to be. So maybe we'll do that a little bit. But yeah, Lil Boomer says Dom is a tool, and yeah, correct. And not even a really useful one.
Agreed.
Definitely not a Dom Luszczyszyn fan podcast here. Now, if he wants to be on the show, he can come right on. But
yeah, I'm okay if we don't.
my B-reel just went off.
Oh, you can take a picture of the screen.
I did. I have the draft screen. I realize that we're not on video, though.
That is true. Because we had to preserve Wi-Fi in both of our...
Yeah, both of our establishments. Yeah, not really great, but... All right, so Dan says, I'm about to pick the steal of the season. Second line center going to blow up. Maybe, hopefully, please. Jesperi Kotkaniemi. That's who gets picked by Katie. Katie steals Jesperi Kotkaniemi from Dan. Shit.
Good job, Katie.
All right, Dina is ready to pick a Holy Grail fave. I have in the back of my head, Dina, who you're going to pick. I'm going to keep it to myself. But I've got it in the back of my head. I don't want somebody to end up screwing you over and taking him, so I cannot wait. Yeah, and if you're a fan of AHL stuff, definitely check out everything that's happening over at fieldpasshockey.com. Somebody that you all might know is the Cleveland Monsters beat writer there, and also loves to hop on the Holy Grail, which is their AHL podcast. So definitely check that out. It's good stuff. Great co-host over there. I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. My work sometimes doesn't love when I do it because sometimes they take me out and put me in meetings that I can't record for. But other than that, love me some Holy Grail.
I also love me some Holy Grail. Great folks.
It's spelled Grahl, just also like for if you go looking for it, it's Grahl. So we'll you'll have to check that one out for sure. So Dina, I can't wait for your pick. You've got Dan's got one more pick. I think Evan Rodriguez is a good pick. I feel good about him. Trevor Moore also feel like a good pick. Tyler Mott, a good pick for Katie. And let's see. Do it to him. Jonathan Berggren. Oh, that's good stuff, Dina. Jonathan Berggren was one of the first players that we interviewed on the Holy Grail, and so he was great. He's quite Swedish, and so I
like the term "quite Swedish."
No, he's like very Swedish. He is, a really great guy. We interviewed him. He plays here actually in Grand Rapids when he's down in the AHL, and so. One of the things I asked him, Grand Rapids being, oh shit. Oh no.
You got distracted.
I did get distracted. Thank you, ADHD. I'm not going to pick Tom Wilson.
Even though you thought about it.
I'm sure as shit not going to pick freaking Jeff Carter. There's not enough money in this world that would make me do that. Wow, I just am not feeling inspired by literally anybody on this list. Yeah, this is bad. I'm gonna get yelled at. I'm getting yelled at. All right, we'll go with Alex Goligoski. Okay. But yes, Dina just said in the chat FJC, which, as you all know, means
F. Jeff Carter.
Correct. It does mean that. Mason McTavish comes off the board, a young gun there in Anaheim. So good pick there by the Suomi Jackets. I need to do my Finnish lessons. I have stopped doing my Finnish lessons. I still know how to say, like, you are nice. I still know how to say Sine olet mukava.
That's going to get us really far.
Sine olet hauska. You're funny. That's about where I'm at, though. Like, that's about where where I'm at with that. I need to start it up again. Kirill Marchenko goes to Kirill the Chill in the last round there. That just makes sense for Danny to make that pick. But, yeah, we're in the last round here, folks. Laura, who is your last pick of this draft?
Ryan Sutter.
I mean, hey.
You missed it. I got Wild Bill.
Oh, I did miss that. I like that pick. I love him. I'm a big Wild Bill fan. I think I have too many defensemen. I did this last year too. I overdrafted defensemen because, like, I have like about half and half, and there are so many fewer roster spots for defensemen than forwards.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to address that at some point, but I do know who I'm going to go with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I sure do. Quentin Byfield goes there. All right, I'm on deck. So hey, and it only took 2 beers to get me through this draft. So Justin Danforth is off the board to the Suomi Jackets.
Wow.
There you go. Justin Danforth gets picked.
We are big Justin Danforth fans, so
we are. And
we hope that is a good pick for you.
You know that. If you listen to our show, you know that. I'm going with Seth Jarvis. I think Seth Jarvis is going to be a really great player in Carolina this year. I'm really excited about him for sure. But so Dina says she has a pick dedicated to our co-host Corey. Corey, it covers the Hershey Bears for Field Pass Hockey, and so she went with Vitek Vanacek, and she's going to go with an Andrew pick in her honor. Did I just take Seth Jarvis from you, though? Was that your pick, Dina? Did I just take Seth Jarvis from you? I'll feel bad about that. But I'm assuming my assumption here is it's going to be Andrew Podorowski. But he's in the Seattle system now, playing for Coachella Valley. But we'll see how this one plays out. So, but we've got a couple more people on the clock, and then Dan wraps us up here with pick number 324. Yeah, significantly more players this time around than last. As these last few picks are wrapping up, we'll come back to the board here at 321. That is true. Potts did get sent down. I just thought maybe you were giving a little love there, but let's go with Laura. Let's look at your team, right? So some of the players you added since we last reviewed this was Ryan Suter, William Karlsson, Cam Fowler, and Jared McCann. Feel pretty good about your roster here. Mm-hmm. You've got a lot of good guys on your in your depth, and so that'll be a lot of fun to see how your team does. I am Stefan Nason. I think he's going to make the team. I think he's going to make Carolina this year. I'll be honest with you. Katie and Dan are going to wrap us up here, but I think Stefan Nason, he played really well against Columbus the other night. Almost too well. That one hurt, but Laura, I got to tell you, I'm feeling pretty good about my
pretty sleepy.
About what?
You just yawned.
Oh, not on purpose. I just said I'm feeling pretty good about my roster here.
Yeah, you got a lot of really good picks, but you always do.
Mika Zibanejad, Jack Eichel, Tomas Hertl, Drake Batherson, Cole Caulfield, Tyler Bertuzzi. Look at Team Paul is ready to go. I need to come up with a name.
You do.
All right, Twitter and all of our listeners and watchers here. I need you all to check out my roster and find me the pun. Find me the team pun. World of Hurdle. That feels safe. Bowing down, like bowing down. We'll see if that works. So we'll figure it out.
Gabby phone home.
Oh, I like that actually. I do I like that a lot, my friend. That might be how we have to do it. But let's bring it back to you and I here. Laura, the draft is complete.
It is
set. The roster is set. So the season starts. We were a little wrong. They actually will count Friday's games as part of as part of the first week of the season. So if you picked any Nashville Predators players, any San Jose Shark players, I know I've got at least a San Jose Shark on my roster. Make sure you set your lineups, folks. You do not want to miss out on those points at the start of the season. They start the season there. I believe they start in, oh God, what country are they in? Are they in Sweden?
Yes, and it's on Friday. Nashville plays.
Yeah. The Jackets played in Sweden about a decade ago. They played San Jose.
A few years ago, a whole decade.
The whole last decade, yeah. No, they played there a while ago. But it definitely, watch that game, watch the Global Series game against or between the San Jose Sharks and the Nashville Predators. Might give you a little taste of what it's going to be like in November when the Blue Jackets and the Avalanche take flight to Finland and end up playing in Tampere. So it'll be a lot of fun to see how that Global Series game goes. Next time that we have an episode, it's going to be previewing all things of the Blue Jacket season. We've got predictions. We've got all the shit for you. So you're definitely going to want to keep it locked on. Subjectively speaking, we can't wait for another really great season with you all. This draft kind of feels like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it feels like when you're getting into the holiday season and like you have like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade and Santa comes to town. That's what the draft just felt like to me. It indicates that the season is here. It's time to go. It's time for Laura to lose her crown to me. And so we can't wait for this season. I know you all can't wait. And we're going to continue to bring you all the content that we try to deliver to you all day, every day. And you can find that where Laura is going to tell you.
Yeah, obviously, I'm assuming most of you know. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram on @SubjectivelyPod. Facebook, Subjectively Speaking. We do have an awesome website that Jeremy designed, subjectivelyspeaking.com. We do have some merch available on subjectivelymerch.com. And lastly, if you haven't already, I'm assuming you have, but I'm going to ask anyway. If you haven't rated and reviewed and subscribed to us on your favorite podcast platform, please do so, especially Apple Podcasts. We are too short from our start of the season, or from our home opener goal of having 50-star ratings on Apple Podcasts. So if you haven't done that, we would extra appreciate if you could do that for us. But other than that, thanks so much for joining us tonight. And we'll be doing updates on this fantasy league all throughout the season. We'll make it part of our episodes to just update how everyone's doing, and of course rivalries. And it's always hilarious when Jeremy and I face off against each other. So
when's our first matchup? Now I gotta go look so that way the people know. We are in different divisions. The one thing that we didn't say at the start of this, the names of the divisions are the Singer and the Boomer division. Can you tell that I'm the one that set up the league this year for there to be those names of the division? So I'm really excited about that. But it's going to be a good year. I'm up against Dan week 1, so I'm starting the season 0-1, but we'll bounce back. Don't worry. We got plenty of time to make that happen. Laura, you and I don't match up until December 26th through January 1st, which naturally I'll be in Columbus during that time for the holidays. So we'll just get to fight one another.
I love it.
You and me both. But until we get the chance to come to you all next time, obviously, keep it locked. We want to do more of these live streams. We're going to be doing some live streams for the Hockey Podcast Network at some point this season too. So check us out. We'd love to hear from you all, and we'd love to hang with you all in spaces like this. But until next time, hopefully we'll see you all. I mean, obviously we've got an episode dropping early next week, but hopefully we see you all at our bar on Wednesday when we check out the Jackets and the Hurricanes. But until then, I hope you take care of yourselves. I hope you take care of one another, and we'll talk to you all very, very soon.
Bye.